Today we will be doing a finished project review on McCall's M6966. This project was a maxi skirt. It was done in a knit fabric. The sewing pattern was McCall's M6966. I did view C, which is the gathered yoke. I did a size 2X, which was a 24 to a 26. And let's see, the settings, I did a narrow zigzag, which on my machine is number 4. The length is 2.5, the width is 0.5. Any special equipment I used a walking foot. The needle I used was a jersey. The thread was 100% poly thread. My hips currently is 48, taking in the pooch is a 50. So that's how I got that I was going to do a 2X. I did add 1 inch to the back pattern, but in the end, that was not necessary. Okay, so let's talk about the fabric. It was a DTY stretch knit fabric. The fiber content was 96% polyester, 4% spandex. The stretch on the crosswise, which means going around your body, stretches 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches. Lengthwise, meaning going down your body, the length of your body stretches 1 inch. I got this from fabric.com. The item number is 0696286. Okay. And the cost was $4.42 per yard. Okay. In addition, it's going to need a 1/2 inch elastic. The width, 1/2 inch in elastic, a 1/2 inch wide elastic. I'll get it out, y'all. Okay, so moving on. The sewing rating again was easy. It was a knit fabric. The silhouette is flowy and soft. The drape was close to the body. And it was opaque, meaning you really could not see through the fabric itself. Translucent, but it did let light through. So even though you couldn't see through it, if you held it up to the light, you will be able to see light come through it. So pattern review questions. Did it look like the photo or drawing on the pattern envelope once you were done sewing with it? Yes, it did. Were the instructions easy to follow? Yes, it was, but the casing, the casing construction was a bit weird to me. There's much easier ways to do a casing, and I don't know if it's just because I did view C, which was the gathered yoke, if that's the reason why they did the casing the way they did, because you basically had like a regular waistband or yoke if you want to do it, but we'll just say waistband because that's maybe more familiar with people. And then on top of the waistband there was a piece basically twice the size that you gathered and you placed over the waistband. So that's the overlay portion of it. So it was a gathered yoke overlay, and maybe that's the reason why they did the casing the way they did it. But again, like I said, there's much easier ways to do a casing. What did you particularly like or dislike about the pattern? So I like that it was easy sew. Most definitely it's easy sew, except for that the casing and the yoke overlay. The yoke overlay was not the hard part. That was the easy part. It was just the casing part. And what I disliked basically was that the casing portion, okay? How they constructed it. Pattern alterations or any design changes you made. Like I said, I added 1 inch to the back pattern, but it definitely did not need that. If I make this pattern in the future, and I probably will, because it really is an easy sew, I would size down, and I recommend you to size down. And the skirt is very long, as you can see. So another alteration would be that I would shorten the skirt before the pattern before I cut out the fabric. Let's go back. So I did not, for the hem, I did not hem it, even though there are instructions there to hem. I'm not sure what it was. It could have been 5/8 of an inch, but it's a knit. So I just left the hem raw as is, because it won't fray any. And honestly, on knit, especially maxis like this, I just like the raw edge look for that. So I did not hem it. Would you sew it again, and would you recommend it to others? Yes, I would definitely sew it again. If I make view C again, which I probably would not, but if I make view C again, which is the gathered yoke overlay, I would probably use a cotton knit, okay? Just because the DTY or any kind of slippery knit like that was just too slippery for me, and it kind of lost its shape in the back. The gathered's kind of lost its shape in the back because it is so slippery. So as you stretch it, it just flattens out basically, versus if it was a cotton, I don't think it would do that. So if I do sew view C again, I would use a cotton knit, cotton plus knit, cotton blend, added with some spandex. And the cotton is just basically used to keep that structure of the cotton. But I would definitely sew it again, just using another view and using a simpler casing method to construct. And honestly, I would probably use a wider elastic than the half an inch wide elastic. I would probably use a 1 inch, 1.5 inch, a half an inch. I'm sorry, I would probably use a 1 inch to a 1.5 inch wide elastic. It just gives you more stability, in that area, instead of just using a half an inch wide elastic. And like I said, just do a simpler casing method than what they have listed here. Okay, so moving on. So the total cost for this project was $16.14. $16.14, and the breakdown is as follows. The pattern itself was $1.99. The thread I have on hand, so I don't count that. Interfacing I did not use, so obviously don't count that. Fabric size that I needed was 2 7/8, and that comes down to 2.875 at $4.42 equals $12.71. I used elastic, a 1/2 inch wide. I used 1.5 yards. I got a package of it, which is 3 yards, for $2.87. So half of that obviously is $1.44. So you add all that up, $1.99, $12.71, and $1.44. You get your $16.14 to make this maxi skirt. So this concludes the project review of McCall's M6966. If you made this pattern or intend to, or if you're going to follow along with me, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of content. Thanks again for watching, and happy sewing.